Live. Hey, Dr. Misak here. Looks like we're back to doing another little product highlight. Today I have a guest. Her name is Paula Childers, and she runs a company called Alimtox. Alimtox creates ion generators. I've been doing detoxification for years, people. We've been offering ionic foot baths and infrared sauna, colon hydrotherapy. I've been doing ionic foot baths probably since about 2003, in reality. And so, but today, I want to introduce Paula here. Paula, how you doing today? You're
Absolutely
muted.
great.
There you go.
I'm doing absolutely great, and I thank you so much for having me be a part of your show here. Thank you so much for inviting me on with the Alimtox, our flagship product, the Alimtox Ion Cell Generator.
Yep.
Because we do have an amazing product, and I'm so excited to be here because we have a professional grade piece of equipment at a consumer price, and there's so much confusion about the different machines that are out there that it's time that we get the information out there properly and correctly so everybody understands what they do and how they work.
Yeah, there's a lot of ion generators out there. I know Ion Cleanse was the original one, I believe, because I have one of those. It was just stinking expensive, and so I've experimented with them over the years, and things. Well, what made you start the company? How did that come about?
Well, actually, I started in natural health actually when my stepmom got sick. And with the first time I ever used an ion cell generator, my stepmother had Lou Gehrig's disease, and the first machine I ever worked with was called the Q. They were like $6,500, and you had to take a 2-day class to learn how to use it, and you had to manually dial it in. It was not consumer friendly and easy to use in any way, shape, or form. So I was so excited when I came across the Alimtox ion cell generator because it's easy to use. It works better than any other machine I found on the market, and it's affordable. It's used in offices like yours across the country as well as for home use. So it's a professional grade piece of equipment at a consumer price. So that's awesome. And what I'm so excited about because we've been in business. We were established in 2006 here in Huntington Beach, California, and we have been rated with the Better Business Bureau with an A rating, which I'm very proud of because our customer service and our product is the best in the market.
Good. I mean, I'm that technical guy that goes and looks at the aspects of what are we doing here. So when you're looking at using ion generators, what you're doing is you're separating water molecules with electrolysis. They're breaking down to OH and hydrogen and OH groups, and that forms this chemistry aspects of oxidation reduction reactions and then the process of hydrolysis is where the molecules actually get separated inside water. And so what's happening with these machines in reality is creating an ionic sphere where you can literally adjust the speed of interactions that happen in the body with hydrolysis, bringing compounds into solution. And the hydroxyls in the OH groups actually have antimicrobial effects and cleansing effects on the body. And what you're doing is using the largest pores of the body where this electrical sphere and these concentrations are circulating through your blood, that they just get attracted right out. It's a beautiful little process, but unfortunately, I mean, although I've seen over the years just incredible things, I've seen worms come out of people's feet.
Oh, absolutely.
But even with that, I'm in a profession that tries to base things on science, and I know one of the leading people in my profession, God rest his soul, was oh my God, I'm blanking on his name, Walter Crinnion, and Walter Crinnion was the detox guy, and he's the one who taught detoxification in naturopathic medical schools and took the approach that, hey, we're going to measure people. We're going to find ways to assess them for environmental toxins, looking for heavy metals and looking for organophosphates and pesticides and stuff in the body, and then apply various traditional naturopathic things, redo those tests, and see what really works. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, he gave ionic foot baths a bad rap, saying, "Hey, I did a study where I had, I tested these things. I had people do a series of 5 or 7 foot baths, and I retested them, and I didn't see any appreciable change." And I don't know how to, address that except from what I've functionally seen in my clinic and say, listen, I don't care what that says. I know what people experience with these things. But have you come across anything in that regard?
Well, absolutely. See, there's some really good machines out there, and then there's some really bad machines. And what I always tell everybody is what you might want to make sure you do is make sure that you look for a company that's been around and established for a long period of time, because then you know that the machine that they're using obviously is having results. And the Alimtox ion cell generator has all of the main components that make up a good machine. And first of all, what makes ours unique compared to a lot of the machines out on the market is our wristband. A lot of them don't have a wristband. Ours does. We put it on the right-hand side for women, and we put it on the left-hand side for men. And it's because of the XY chromosome, the yin and the yang in the body. We electrically start different than they do. But what we do is with that wristband is sending a negative charge into the body, and that negative charge is going to release the cellular debris, the herbicides, pesticides, petroleum products, hormones, heavy metals that are on the food, water, and air that we breathe. And so a lot of them either don't have one or they use it as a ground. Ours actually sends a negative charge into the body. The second big difference in our machine, as opposed to some of the ones you might find on the internet for $200 or $300, they use this copper coil array. That's the part that goes in the water. Now, our array is a stainless steel. And when, like you said, when you put it in the water and we turn it on, the water is what creates the ions. So you'll see that when you first turn on the machine, you'll see a bubbling effect in the water. And what that is the hydrogen and oxygen splitting it from itself. We add just a little bit of salt without sodium in there that kicks it up and creates more ions in the water. Those now go up through the meridian lines, and then what we released from the cells, the herbicides, pesticides, petroleum products, and hormones, are now grabbed up by that ion that's going through by the array, and now we're going to process it out over the next couple days through urination, elimination, and sweat. Most people are so excited about what they see in the water, they don't realize that what we're actually doing is a cell cleanse. This is a cell cleanse, not a foot bath.
Yeah,
but the water does tell you a lot about yourself.
You're actually stimulating a process to occur in the body that leads to a detoxification process over the next 48 hours in reality.
Absolutely. And it's not, and you don't just clean one part of your body. You're cleaning yourself at your entire cellular level. So it works on your liver, your kidneys, your colon, any of your lymphatic system, blood systems. So and everybody has a different result because everybody has different issues that are going on. When people do a detox, but they say, well, what should I feel? And I'm like, well, when you're done, a lot of people will say that, oh, I feel lighter or more focused and energized, or they find that they have less inflammation in their body. They definitely get a better night's sleep that night. But depending on the person, now, like if you've got somebody that's got gout, they'll almost feel an immediate result with the ion cell detox.
Well, yeah, you sit there and mention, gout. I mean, historically, it's been suggested that, any type of ionic foot bath helps remove heavy metals in uric acid, lactic acid, oxidized fats, different chemical compounds like you talked about. And so you're seeing it using cases like edema and gout and inflammation,
Absolutely.
arthritis, swollen joints, diabetes, fibromyalgia. There's a lot of implications or applications where it's been used, but I've always been frustrated with the people detox your feet detox your body 2 feet at a time or something like that. Even my own brochure says 2 feet closer to detoxification, using ionic cleansing. And so, but what I do find is it's not that, I don't find that ionic foot baths are the cure-all But it's interesting in how you're mentioning them in association with meridians and electrical, and adding a pot or a negative charge to go through the body so that you're stimulating an electrical reaction. While I was talking about electrolysis breaking up the OH and the hydroxyl groups, where you can go and bind up chemical compounds that can be attracted out and detoxified in the body. And so I love Ionic. I just wanted to get you on and share this. I'm amazed that this is the first time you've had a business for 14 years and you've never once done a YouTube show about this thing.
Camera shy. but you know what? Here's the thing: is that with what makes when most people don't realize that when the first ion cell detox machine was created was actually done in Japan in 1935, and it was created to get rid of heavy metals and radiation. And most people they have no idea what the original application for the machine was.
All electrochemical. It is.
Electrical chemical. Yeah, and the Alimtox. When I used the first machine, the Q, on my stepmom, they told us that she only had 6 months to live, and when she had ALS. And we used that on her and a couple of other treatments or alternative options. And we beat that disease for 6 years. And so that's why I became so passionate about this.
Right. Oh, I'd say that. Amen to that. Amen to that.
Oh, absolutely.
So we can't make any claims, of course, right?
Oh, of course. And that's why I said I was lucky to find a tool that seemed to change and help her to stay healthy. In this trying times where everybody's concerned, what we want to do is make sure that our bodies and our immune system are as strong as possible. So by allowing the body to process out the herbicides, pesticides, petroleum products, hormones, and heavy metals naturally, and then absorbing in with all the wonderful nutrients that are out there. And you know as well as I do, there are so many people that have so many different crazy things that you don't even know where to start.
We look at it from a deficiency standpoint, but when I'm looking at energy and chemistry in people, there has to be adequate detoxification. My old statement is you have to pee, poop, and sweat more things out than what you get in you. So,
yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to kind of sum this up because people don't always like long shows, and I want to thank you for tuning in. I do want to say that, you know, that you have a really affordable machine that sells for $12.99 online on your website, which I believe is alimtox.com. And but you have, and then you give people like me a commission. Say, hey, you can sell it, and I'll give you a commission. And what we're going to do is waive the majority of our commission, and we're going to say, hey, if people call you and say that they heard it on DocMisak, right? That we're going to sell it to them for $1,000.
Yes, we are.
Okay,
and you get the machine for $1,000, and I can plus shipping, and I can drop it to anywhere right away for you. So you'll get it right away, and you can get started. And one of the things that I am most proud about is, like I said, my customer service. So when you get your machine, you can give me a call. We'll walk you through it. So since you haven't had the opportunity to do it with either Dr. Misak or myself, we'll walk you through the whole process. I'll walk you through the whole process so you're not confused or, it gets to the point where you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can actually operate this machine.
Nobody wants overwhelmed. Yeah.
It's very simple.
So to sum it up, you can contact Paula at 714-849-3133. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Again, that's our line.
So 714-849-3133. Mention DocMisak. You're going to get the machine for $1,000, and you can start your own system at home. Paula, I thank you for tuning in and going online today. Is there any last words you want to say before we tune off?
Well, I want to thank you very, very, very much, for inviting me on your show, and I thank you for making this such an easy first experience on doing a Zoom call. So I look forward to your clients giving me a call and helping everybody get started, because, like I said, cleanse your system out, and so your immune system's up, and we all can be healthy and get back to our normal lives.
Amen to that. So again, thanks for tuning in today. God bless all of you. Don't miss our shows. That's every Saturday at 10 a.m. And until then, just take care and God bless you all.
Thank you so much. You have a great day, Dr. Misak.
You too.